You are listening to the Built to Grow podcast, delivering the knowledge in all things fitness business. We help gym owners win. Here are your hosts, Tim Lyons and Randy Engston.
All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I am your host, Tim Lyons, in studio today, as always, co-host Randy El Señor of Success, Engston. What's up, buddy?
Hola. How we doing?
Good, man. Good. Got a lot going on.
Busy, man.
We got the event, so just kind of fill everybody in. We've got the Fit Pro Growth Summit. Okay, we put a name to this one, October 18th and 19th. You still got time. If you're looking to network, lock arms, or elevate your business with other already successful business owners, this is the key here. These are guys that are doing $400K plus a year in gross in their facilities. We have guys with 10, 15, 20 locations all coming in. It's going to be a great event. Go check this out at pfmarketingsolutions.com/event. That'll take you to the landing page. You can see more information about it and then get registered. It's only $197. I mean, we're not looking to make any money on this deal at all. We just, again, I think there's a missing a piece to the, coaching world, the networking mastermind world for this group of individuals, and that's what I want to create.
Hell yeah. Take the elite and level those up too.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, I'm taking on we're really taking on one of the hardest things to do, because it's really easy to get somebody from 0 to 6 figures.
And there's a lot of programs out there for that.
It's like, okay, stop selling sessions and start doing some semi-private training. All of these guys, the guys that we're talking to, already do all that stuff. How do you get those guys and girls more profit?
Yeah. How do you take a successful business and make it that much more successful?
Of course, if we're going to do anything, might as well do the hardest thing in the book. But really, selfishly, this is just as much it is for me as it is for everybody else. I want to be in the same room with everybody else.
Correct, yeah.
And I know that we can grow and I can grow. So anywho, that's the event. Go get registered. If you're not registered already, we got the growing list on the board.
Daily.
Daily. We got people coming in. It's just an amazing event. So anyways, that being said, got a great episode, something that hits home quite a bit in really any business, and that's
Correct.
Why you should stop paying so close of attention to your competitors.
Yeah, how about that? I can tell you just from the coaching realm in the last 10 years, the mentors I've had, every single time somebody's stuck in that competitive plane, they start to slip.
Yeah.
It's the way it is. And I know we were kind of chatting it up before this when we were picking a topic to speak about and stuff, and you can't be both focused on your own growth and focused on your competition at the same time. Yeah. They're kind of opposing forces in a way. And the one thing I think that we really kind of lock down on, and the reason being is what your competitors are doing today, and if you're focused on that, that's the work that they've put in 6 months ago. Yeah. That's they've sharpened that axe, and now they're seeing the results of it. They're doing the work now. And so from a gym owner standpoint, speaking to our audience, right? Why are you focused on what was prepared 6 months ago and trying to figure out how to go beat them at that? They're already long past that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's just human nature to see what's that other guy doing that makes him so successful. What is that? What are they doing? I want to do what they're doing. And that's where, you start focusing on somebody else. Your own business starts to crumble behind you, and you should be concerned more about your customers than your competitors, and that's really the answer to this.
Correct.
And if you're so concerned and always looking at your competitors, well, your customers are not getting the most of your attention. They're going to start leaving you for them. So by default. And I think everybody falls in the trap, especially I think when you're new. You might look at what other people are doing, but that's different. That's more like researching the market.
Sure.
But once you have an established business, you need to focus inward and not outward, and that's the best way to grow.
Where obviously our opinion right now, and the focus that gyms should have when it comes to marketing is our belief is heavy in the content side. It's not just the direct response, slap your audience in the face with an offer continually. Highlight what makes you and your gym unique. What values do you bring to the table? What do you do that's proprietary to your business? What What separates you from your competition? If you highlight those things, you don't need to worry about what your competition's doing because your audience is coming to you because of what you are and what you bring to the table.
Yeah, and that's was the epidemic of even the last probably 12 months is the 6-week challenge that everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting that you would see gyms around you, not me, but around you that were doing that, and like, well, what are they doing? We're gonna go do it now. Now you're doing it. Now you're the same as them.
Exactly.
It's like what difference? Why would somebody come to you over this other guy? You guys are running the same thing. Well, who's the cheapest? I'm
Who's
going
the
to
cheapest?
that one. It's just this kind of race to mediocrity.
I mean, remember like the Depression and price gouging and things like that, like gas stations from across, literally there's gas stations on opposite corners, right? And then there's like an unspoken agreement that we're not both going to continue lowering our prices because we're just going to, put ourselves out of business by trying to compete. There has to be some sort of understanding of the value of the product too. And, when you do put yourself right into that competitive plane and try to battle that next organization, if you're doing the same things and you're presenting yourself in the same light, the only thing that you can do to win a client over is drop your pricing.
Yeah.
And that's the unfortunate thing. There's so much value in personal training. And from a business standpoint, you should be profitable. You should be able to make money because the value is there. What you're providing with your client is there. But how do you present that to the marketplace? How do you show your marketplace that you're different? And again, it comes back to content.
Yeah, we like content for that. It's a great way to just put your message out there so people can see that you're different. They can see your face, your facility. And it's tough because sometimes you're doing this is something that happens. You think you're actually doing very well for yourself, and you're just maybe not scaling that one thing very well. And you're like, we need to do something else because this isn't really. And then you look back at it and you're like, wow, we actually did really well with that one thing.
We've done it. I mean, as entrepreneurs, I think it's like we've talked about. It's you see the success and you're like, well, this is great, but like, let's go do something entirely different.
Yeah. Find the thing that's doing great for you and do more of that.
Correct.
That's very simple, the simplest way. So you start looking at your competition. What are they doing? What are their prices? How do they run? Like, what are their hours? What are their classes like? And all of a sudden now you're copying people. And okay, so you're copying people. And then again, when somebody starts experiencing them and you, now all of a sudden you guys are the same thing. Who's the cheapest? So here's what I recommend. Stop looking at your competition. Look at your customer journey internally. Start looking at how the client comes into your operation. What do they get? How do you onboard them? What the experience is that they get? What are the results? Because really, a lot of people are coming for a specific result. What are those results for those people? And some people just want to move. Some people just want to come in and work out so they can go drink the wine on the weekend and not feel guilty.
That's me.
Some people just want to feel better, and it's not necessarily an aesthetic thing. Some clients are, and it's just different for everybody.
Yep.
So what is the product you're producing for each particular client, and how can you make it better? If you can make that better, you're not going to have to worry about what the heck the guy across the street's doing. Who cares what they're doing? It's what you're doing in your facility that makes you guys special, and that's why people come to you. Not because you're kind of like the other guy.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it just in a big picture, right? Not only just take yourself and put yourself in your own personal life or something like that, right? We all see other people doing things that we like to emulate. But you don't, like in your personal life, you don't go and just copy and become somebody else because they have some results that you're looking for. You turn internally and you have to figure out how to become something like that. Jim Rohn is, he's said it for years. Success is not to be pursued; it's to be attracted by the person you become. And for me, like that speaks to this kind of topic, because if you're out there pursuing the same tactics and strategies and whatever that everybody else is doing, you're completely losing your own identity.
Yeah.
And if you really want to change and elevate, turn internal. Look to the processes that you have in your business. Look to the results and the client experience and the things that you can change to make yourself and your business the absolute best out there.
Yeah, that's the problem, though. That's the hard thing to do.
Without a doubt. I mean,
so that's why people look at competition and see what to copy, because that's easy. Do you want to be easy or do you want to be great? Let's be great.
There you go. I mean, the digital marketing, this is the thing right now. Nobody wants to do the work. They want the path of least resistance. Everybody's looking for that magic bullet, that one tactic. It doesn't exist. It's never going to exist. Your business is never going to automate your success. Like, you're going to have to be okay with doing the work.
And we've come to a point, both in Profit and Pulse, that people rip us off constantly. And they use my own words back to me.
Can't wait to hear the podcast coming next month.
No, it's not even. It's not even that. I'm at this point where I don't even care anymore.
Well,
it's
you
just
can't.
Like, I know they've copied us. I know for a fact they've copied. Like, the exact words, phrases that I made up are now being used in marketing. To me, because I'm obviously a client. I don't even care anymore, guys. Want to copy? Copy. You're not going to beat me. You're not going to beat anybody that you're going to copy because they're already ahead of you. And the stuff you're copying, like you said, 6 months old. Now we're already 6 months ahead of you every single step. So stop doing it. Start looking internally and start getting better at what you guys do, you do.
That's exactly it. Turn internal. Break down your client experience, your lead to conversion, your retention strategies, your sales strategies. There's so many different areas of your business that you can work on to make your product better. If you've got a business, like if you got 100% lead to membership conversion rate, sure. Maybe you go look at and find out how you can go copy some. I don't know, but like there are always exactly. That's my point. There's always things in your own business that you can work on to elevate your own game, irrespective of what anyone else is doing. And that's really where I think the businesses that accelerate past everybody else, that's where they keep their focus.
Yeah, forward thinking. Always developing. So here's the action item. Because we like to give you stuff to do. Take a look at the client experience.
Yeah.
When somebody comes into your world, what's the first way they hear about you? Okay, think about all the different ways. Maybe they drive by. Maybe a friend tells them about you. Maybe they Googled you. Maybe they saw a Facebook post. What is that experience? Now you put that at the top of the page, and you kind of write out all your kind of like poles in the water. Like these are the ways people come and see us. What if somebody sees you? What's the next step for them to start, like moving towards joining? Is it an online forum? Is it calling? Is it, and it could be several things.
Yep.
And it should be several things. What happens to them? What's their experience at that step? When they call, who do they hear? Is that voice happy? Is it a voicemail? Is your voicemail full? Do you have somebody answers the phone after hours? What's that experience? If somebody emails you, do they get an auto response? Do they get, what is that process? And then think, okay, this is how they start. This is the next step. Then what? Do they get an email? Do they get booked for an appointment? Do they get, do they come in? What is that experience like? And just take it step by step by step all the way through to becoming a member and then beyond. You start doing that and stop paying attention to the competition, you're going to beat the hell out of everybody because it's hard to do. But once you do that, and you're going to find things that are like, man, I didn't even realize that's kind of screwed up. Let's fix that, team. And you fix it, and all of a sudden things start to flow better. Do that. I promise you, you guys are going to get better.
Well, I mean, take it to we've done a lot of research, and we've been in a lot of gyms over the last 4 years. We're probably close to, somewhere 750, 1,000 gyms we've worked with. Lots of different gyms in specifically or primarily the marketing realm. One of the things that we've come up with is the fact that the majority of the gyms that we're working with, that's not the biggest problem they have. It's the systems within their business. So if you're listening to this for the purpose of actually growing your business, like we intend, to produce content for, these are the things that we want you guys looking at because this is where we see the biggest changes taking place. Everybody wants the next tactic in marketing that's not going to take you to success. Fix the systems in your business, then you don't have to worry about the next hook, the next, whatever, because you're always going to have a systems that the business is built upon. Ultimately, like we talk about the cash flow quadrants, you're never going to be able to step into that true business owner role from a self-employed position if you're focused on everybody else all the time and not building the systems within your own business.
Yeah, I got a great example. I just had a call, and this gentleman, I won't say any names, ran a 6-week style challenge, and he's got about 100 clients right now, and he has 12,800 leads.
What?
Okay. He's also put through probably 400 or 500 into that challenge over the last 12, 18 months. He has less than 100 clients. That's something wrong.
Yeah.
There's just something wrong.
Yeah.
But he's realized it, and he's called me, and we're fixing things.
Sure.
But so his systems were wrong, and he's sitting here with a failing business at this point. Only ran one play because that's what everybody else was doing. They've come, they've gone. He's burnt through the market. He's sitting with 12,000 leads that are not members. And he's just got to fix stuff. And you guys, if you're in that position, because I know a lot of you are, it's fine. We can fix things. We can get some systems put together. We can go after those past leads. You know, maybe they weren't ready then, or maybe they signed up and left you, and then they failed again and again. Now they're ready to come back.
Maybe you just didn't provide enough information for them to make the decision. You got 12,000 leads. There's no excuse.
18 months.
I mean, you need to look at the system.
So that was really to your point where the leads aren't the problem.
Correct.
The leads aren't the problem. Here's a gentleman with 12,000 plus leads and struggling.
Yeah.
So the leads aren't the problem. It's everything else. So again, look at that as maybe a smack in the face. Okay, cool, great. You kick yourself. Well, I kind of screwed that up. Let me fix it. Look in the mirror. Start going through, like I said, go through that step-by-step process of the customer experience. You're gonna get better.
And now let's talk about like to the same point. Where action items. We're coming into fourth quarter. It's coming up quick.
Yeah.
Bread and butter months of personal training. We're right at the fingertips of it. Google, go to Google Trends and search fitness, personal training, things like that. There is a consistent trend that builds the second half of the year through obviously January, highest of the year, and then it tapers off through summer. We've done this a million times and it never fails. It's always the same. Yep. But if you're not if your attention is not on January right now, it needs to be. Everybody's mind is shifting to fitness. New Year's resolutioners, everybody transforms there. So rather than just going out and figuring out what the hook is that's going to make you different, how about you get some content out there? How about because right now there's two sides of the coin, right? Everybody wants the client that's going to walk in their gym and buy based upon what you already are, right? The easiest sell would be the guy that sits down and says, hey, I know my problem. This is my problem. You guys are my solution. Let's do this. But unfortunately, that's not the way, the market. Yeah, we don't have the amount of people doing that. You have the opportunity to have that happen January 1st if you get your content and the messaging and all of that out there right now. Yeah. Because the power's in the consumer's hands. They're the ones making the choice. If you're positioning the same offer as everybody else, the dollar matters. That's it. If you make that difference happen right now, get your content out and position yourself as that elevated, different facility, different solution to those problems, then come January 1st, those clients are already decided you are the solution to their problem, and you're going to win.
That's right.
But it can't happen come January 1st.
No, you just got to start now.
You have to start now. Yeah.
Content's a slow mover.
It's a slow play.
But it brings you the best clients.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, that's our content to clients kind of play. That is our strategy. We're doing that with several clients right now. Just book a call. Hell, pfmarketingsolutions.com/call. Randy will pick that call and basically just walk you through the process. It's awesome. Yeah, I really like that. That's I feel like that's the exact thing for quarter, like third and fourth quarter. That's what you should be doing hard.
That's probably
because it'll pay dividends in Q1, big time. So, great action item, great play. If you need help with that, you know where to find us. That's it for this episode. We just want you to turn and start looking inward, not outward. Start looking at your business. Create a great experience for your clients, because when you do that, you're going to win every single time. All right, guys. So until next time, keep changing lives. Bye.